Hi, welcome to Gemini Star Spiritual Wellness. Thank you for joining me today. I'm excited that you're here with me for this video. So, in today's video, we're looking at the last week of January, so January 25th through 31st, 2026, for all the water signs. So, that would be Cancer, Scorpio, and Pisces. So, let's see what's going on for all you water signs for this last week of January. And I want to thank all my subscribers out there. I really appreciate you subscribing to the channel and supporting the channel. And if you're not a subscriber, please hit that subscribe button if you haven't. So that way you'll get future videos I put out. And as always, please take what resonates and leave behind what doesn't, because it might resonate with you 100% and maybe only half of it will, just depends. And please hit that like button so that other water signs will get these videos, that will get to see this information, because they might need to hear it. So when you hit that like button, it sends it out to more people. It helps the channel to grow. So let's see what's going on this last week of January. It's hard to believe that like February is knocking on the door already. It's like I felt like this month went by so fast. It's like we just had Christmas, we just had the holidays. Now it's February already. Almost, right? All right, so what is the energy for water signs for the week of January 25th through 31st, 2026? What is the energy for the water signs? What's the energy for the water signs? 25th through 31st, 2026. All right, so let's see what's going on. Got some sunlight coming in behind me. It's making me glow. All right, you never know what you're going to get with the sun with these big windows in here. All right, so here we go. Oh, we got the Two of Cups. Ooh, Two of Wands. We got the Six of Pentacles. We got the Three of Cups. All right. The Sun. Interesting. Lovers. And King of Swords. Okay, definitely looks like this is a love reading for you, water signs. Just looking at these cards. And some of these cards, I just did the fire sign reading, and some of these cards were in the fire sign reading. It's really interesting when I shuffle, and some of the same cards pop in. So, coming into this last week of January, so I feel like you've been in a situation where you've been getting breadcrumbed. Now, if you see this man, he's giving like some money to these people here, like begging for money. He's got his scales, he's holding scales there. But it's kind of like I feel like you've been kind of getting breadcrumbed, and it hasn't been real balanced in this situation. I'm sorry if the sun, I can tell it looks like it's washing me out a little bit, but hopefully you can see me okay. But it's like I'm feeling like you've been getting it has not been balanced. Like you've been in a relationship and you've been getting breadcrumbed. It hasn't been balanced. Like you're not getting back what you're putting into it. It hasn't been getting. And the person that you're dealing with, it's like, they give you a little bit of affection or attention, but it's not, you know, it's not what you need. It's not balanced. So that's in the past position. And so, it's probably been going on for a while, like 6 years. Okay. It could be 6 years. It could be 6 months. But it's like you've been definitely, dealing with this for a while with this person. So in the current energy, it's like you've got this Two of Cups, like you're in love with this person. You're in love with this person. And you're not quite sure what to do because you've got, you're looking at your options about it because it's like, that you're not getting what you need out of this situation. It's not balanced, like you're figuring it out, that you're being breadcrumbed, like it's dawning on you and coming to your conscious awareness that, hey, wait a minute, I'm not getting what I need out of this relationship. But, you want this is what you want. You want this Two of Cups. but it's not quite what you've had with this relationship. And I feel like it could very well be like the reason why you were getting breadcrumbed with this situation is because it's like it's a third party situation. Now, it doesn't have to be like, they're married or they're in another relationship, so but it could be. But it could be like maybe they're very focused, like they're a workaholic and they spend a lot of time working. So it wasn't balanced because they were spending more time working than they were spending with you, and they were just giving you scraps of their time. It could be that. It could be a third party, could be friends or family members that are like interfering in the relationship and kind of coming between you and that person. And, maybe they were spending too much time taking care of family members or, and not putting you as a priority. But whatever it was, you were not a priority and you were you're figuring this out and you're thinking about what your options are. Do I leave the situation? Do I stay with it? If it's a third party situation, it's like you might be coming to the conscious awareness conclusion that, this situation's never going to change. Like, I'm only going to get breadcrumbs from this person. And even though I want this Two of Cups with this person, it's like, I'm not getting it. I'm not getting that Two of Cups because there's a third party presence involved that's messing it up. And it's interfering with the relationship. And I think it could be you're dealing with an air sign masculine or somebody in the King of Swords energy. That could be this other person that's been breadcrumbing. And it could be that they could fit that persona. So a King of Swords would be like, established in their life. They could be older. They could be very, I don't want to say cutting with, but the negative part of it is they're kind of cutting with their words. They're not real soft and fluffy. They could be very blunt when they talk, but they are intelligent and wise, but they're not always the most friendliest, wear our heart on our sleeve type of person. So that could be who you're dealing with. But I feel like there's something going on behind the scenes. There's something going on that is interfering with this relationship that you have to make a decision. So it's like there could be intense chemistry with this person, right? And you could really have like this energetic pull to this person, but there's like things going on behind the scenes that, you don't really know about. And what I mean by that is it's like maybe you're in a relationship with this person and this is what you want with them because of that chemistry that, it's feeling like very electric when you're around this person. It's intense. But at the end of the day, you're not getting what you need out of the relationship. Like you're getting breadcrumbs. You're not getting what you need out of it. And so it's kind of like you're realizing that this third party influence is the problem. But when I said there's things going on behind the scenes, it could be like maybe this person who's breadcrumbing you, it could be like, you talk to them about it and they say that they're going to change. Maybe, like if it's a work thing that's interfering, oh, they're going to work less hours, they're going to spend more time with you, but then they don't follow through with it. And it could be, there could be like financial things going on in their life that they're not telling you about. And that's why they have to work so much, but they're not telling you about that. It's like there could be influences going on that's affecting the third party situation, but you don't know about. Like maybe if they're in a relationship with another person, like one, you might not know that. You might not, maybe they are like they're acting like they're single, but they're not. So that would definitely be something going on behind the scenes you don't know about, right? But even if they're in a relationship, they could be like, oh, I'm going to get out of it. I'm getting a divorce. We're separated, and they're really not. They're not making any effort to get out of it. They're not separated, so it's kind of like there's things going on behind the scenes that you don't know about, that's kind of like interfering, that, that's like whatever this third party influence is, it's interfering with their relationship. And there could be stuff going on behind the scenes that you don't know about. And that's why they're not giving it up. They're not giving up that third party for whatever reason, because of stuff going on that you don't know about. So like say they are having money problems, they're working a lot of hours because they're trying to, build up their money, right? Because they're having money issues, but you don't know that. But you don't know what the driving force is, but you know that they're working too many hours or whatever, and they're not spending time with you. And if it's another person, it's like you're starting to realize, like, they're not, they tell me they're saying, they're separated, and you find out they're not, or, it's like they're not making any effort to get out of the relationship. And maybe it's because, they really don't want to leave that person, you know? And it's like, but there's definitely an influence there. There's like stuff going on behind the scenes that you don't know about, but you feel that chemistry and that intense energy with this person, and that's why you want that 2 of cups with them, but you're just not feeling, it's just not happening, right? So, you have to make a decision, and I feel like you're making that decision now. I feel like, water signs, you've come to this awareness that this really isn't what you want, and this isn't a good situation for you, and it's like you're realizing now it's not gonna change. That this person's like, kind of BSing you, and it's like they're not doing what, like, if you're talking to them about it and telling them how you feel, they're not living up to their end of, what they should be doing to change it. You know what I mean? They're telling you what you wanna hear, but then they're not doing it. They're not doing what they say they're gonna do. So I think you're gonna have to make a decision what you want, but I feel like you're gonna decide to do what's best for you, because this is in the near future. So this is the current energy I have for you, water signs, right here. So that's the current energy. It's like you're going through all this right now, figuring all this out. And you're like, okay, I gotta make a decision. But I feel like with the sun card here, it's like you're gonna make the decision that's best for you. And it's all gonna turn out in your best interest, is what I'm hearing. So if you, like, say you decide, and I feel like for the majority of you, you're going to decide to leave this situation behind, and you're going to decide to walk away. Because for some of you, and I'm hearing that for some of you, this person was in another relationship, and it's like you either didn't know it or they downplayed it. Oh, we're already separated, or I'm getting a divorce from this person. And you find out that they're not. They're not separated. You find out they're very much married, or you find out that they're not getting a divorce. They haven't even filed, right? It's so you find out that it's all smoke and mirrors. And that's when you're like, okay, I got to make a decision, what I'm going to do. But you're going to choose what's best for you in the near future. You're going to figure it out, and you're going to do what's best for you. And you're going to end up being in a happy place. Because I feel like when you get out of this energy, because it's like when you're in a situation like that, excuse me, it has like a lower vibrational kind of toxic energy to it. And it's like it's bringing you down. And so I feel like you're going to, when you get away from that energy and out of this situation and end the relationship, it's like you're going to be in a much better place vibrationally. Because look how happy that little child is. If you can see him on the horse, he's like, yay, he's so happy. Got sunflowers and sun's out. So it's like you're going to end up really lifting your vibration and being in a better place when you leave it behind. And I feel like for majority of you, you're leaving the situation behind. You're going to decide to end this relationship because you're not getting what you need out of it. Like you're tired of being breadcrumbed. You're tired of putting up with that. And it's like you realize that this person is not in a place for whatever reason to give you this 2 of cups that you really want. I mean, you really want that 2 of cups with them, but they're not living up to being able to give that to you. And it's like you've been putting up with it for a while, but now you've reached a point where you're kind of done with it. You're tired of it. So you're making that decision. And I feel like you are going to decide to walk away from it for a majority of you. And you're going to focus on yourself, but it's going to be like a new beginning. It's like you're going to walk away from it, and it's like your vibration's going to lift because you're no longer going to be dealing with that low vibrational energy. So it's like your vibration is going to lift. But it's like your vibration's going to lift. And then you're going to, and I'm thinking the sun, like, light codes, you're going to lift up and be into a higher vibration. And as that happens, you're going to be in a better place. And you're going to be able to attract the type of 2 of cups that you want with somebody who's not, distracted in a third party type situation. You're going to be able to attract somebody who's in a higher vibrational place that can give you the type of relationship that you really want once you get away from that energy and you raise your vibration. So you're making that decision now, water signs, on what you want to do. But I do think, like I said, for most of you, I think you are going to walk away from it and focus on yourself and do what's best for yourself. And I do feel like down the road, I'm hearing that you are going to, end up in a 2 of cups. You're going to end up in a better situation with somebody else who's able to give you the type of relationship you really want, who isn't entangled in any kind of third party stuff. It's going to be a much better, higher vibrational relationship than what you experienced with this person, that you've been experiencing the breadcrumbing with. It's going to be a much better type of situation for you. And you're going to be much happier in it. But I think you're going to choose you. You're going to choose to end this relationship and, focus on yourself. And then I think once you heal and get your vibration higher and it rises, excuse me, you're going to find someone's going to come into your life that's higher vibrational. That's going to be able to give you that 2 of cups that you want. So that's what I have for you, water signs, for this last week of January. So it looks like you've got the sun coming in the near future. So I do think it's all going to work out in your best interest, even if it doesn't quite feel like that at the moment, or you might have some, like a rough patch of time. But I feel like it is going to come in for you, pretty quick. So just hang in there. It's like you're going to make that decision, and it might take some time for you to heal from what happened in the past. It might take you the rest of this year to really, kind of heal and get your vibration up and be in a better place. But I feel like when the time is right, you're going to be in a good place and you're going to be able to move forward with a new experience. And you are going to get that 2 of cups, but it's like you have to get away from the low vibrational situation that you've been in before that 2 of cups can really come in for you the way that you deserve it to come in and the way that you want it to come in. But definitely give yourself some time to heal. Like, don't rush into another relationship. Make sure you take time, when you leave this one, take time to really heal, do your inner work, figure out, like, you got to figure out, like, why did I stay in it so long with someone who is breadcrumbing? You got to get all that deep thinking and maybe go to, therapy or whatever you need to do to kind of like dissect your motives and stuff to get you in a healthier place so that in the future you can have that higher vibrational relationship with somebody who is in a place to really give you what you deserve and what you want in a relationship. So that's what I have for you, water signs. I hope you enjoyed the reading, and I'll see you soon. Bye-bye.